Most men don't lose because they are weak. They lose because they think like everyone else. Average thoughts, average reactions, average standards, and average thinking creates an average life. The 1% mindset is not about money first. It's not about status. It's not about showing off success. It's about how you train your brain every single day. Elite men understand one thing early. Your mind is either being trained or it is being programmed by default. If you don't control your thoughts, your environment will. Here is how the 1% train their minds daily. First, they control input. Most people wake up and immediately consume notifications, messages, news, opinions, drama. Before their brain even stabilizes, it is flooded. Elite men protect their mental space. No phone first thing in the morning, no random scrolling, no emotional content before work. They choose what enters their mind because they understand something powerful. Input shapes identity. If you feed your brain distraction, it becomes distracted. If you feed it focus, it sharpens. Second, they think long-term. Average men think about today, maybe this week. Elite men think in years. When they make decisions, they ask, will this matter in 5 years? That question alone separates you from most people. Short-term pleasure loses its power when you see the long-term cost. The 1% delay gratification. They invest in skills, in health, in discipline. They understand compounding. Small actions repeated daily become massive advantages over time. Third, they train emotional control. Most men are controlled by mood. If they feel good, they act. If they feel tired, they stop. If they feel doubt, they hesitate. Elite men do not let emotions decide their actions. They feel everything, but they move anyway. They understand that emotions are temporary, standards are permanent. When something stressful happens, they pause, they breathe, they think before reacting. Calm under pressure is a trained skill, and it gives you power in rooms where others panic. Fourth, they practice mental discomfort. Most people avoid hard thinking. They avoid silence. They avoid sitting alone with their thoughts. Elite men do the opposite. They sit in silence. They reflect. They review their mistakes. They ask hard questions. Where am I weak? Where am I lying to myself? What am I avoiding? Mental discomfort builds mental strength. If you can sit with your own thoughts without escaping, you become dangerous in a world addicted to distraction. Fifth, they execute even when unmotivated. This is the real difference. Anyone can act when inspired. Very few act when tired, bored, or uncertain. The 1% do not rely on motivation. They rely on systems. They train at the same time daily. They work at the same time daily. They study whether they feel like it or not. Repetition builds identity. Every time you act without waiting for motivation, you send yourself proof. I am disciplined, and that proof changes how you see yourself. Sixth, they protect their self-talk. Most men are their own worst enemy. I'm not ready. I'm behind. I'll never catch up. Elite men are strict with their internal dialogue. They do not lie to themselves, but they do not weaken themselves either. They replace emotional thinking with responsible thinking. Not I can't, but how do I improve? Not this is impossible, but this is difficult, and I will figure it out. Your brain listens to you. Train it carefully. The 1% mindset is not loud. It's not dramatic. It doesn't look special from the outside. It is quiet discipline in thought. It is choosing focus over noise, long-term over short-term, standards over mood, reflection over distraction, execution over excuses. Days turn into months, months turn into years, and the gap becomes obvious. You don't suddenly wake up elite. You train your mind daily until average thinking feels uncomfortable. So ask yourself one question. Are you letting the world program your brain, or are you training it with intention? Because the difference between the 1% and everyone else is not talent. It is how they think when no one is watching. And that training starts today.